What are your haters or enemies hiding from you? What do they not want you to know? Today we're going to be finding out. We're going to be finding out what Spirit wants to reveal to you today in regards to that. Hi, my name is Diana here at the Magical Mermaids Tarot channel. Before you are 4 piles to choose from. Pile 1 is from the City Pulse Tarot, and the associated object is this beautiful Dalmatian stone. Pile 2 is from the Tarot of the Dance of Souls, and the associated object is this beautiful red carnelian or jasper stone. Pile 3 is from the Ebony Tarot, and the associated object is this green aventurine or jasper stone. And pile 4 is from the Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg, and the associated object is this white quartz stone. Please choose whichever pile you feel the most attracted to. You may be attracted to the stone, or you may be attracted to the card backing, whichever it is. Note that that is your intuition's way of trying to guide you to the correct message in response to that question that we have in mind for you today, which is, what is your hater or enemy hiding from you, or what do they not want you to know? If you would like, I'm going to go ahead and add some zodiac signs, and this could be a way for you to choose a pile based on the zodiac sign of your hater or enemy, if you know what that is, or whatever system you want to use with that. You can assign each pile to different haters or enemies of yours. So however you want to play this is totally up to you. Just rely on your intuition on this one. Let us begin, okay? So pile 1 is associated with the sun or rising signs of Leo, Sagittarius, or Virgo. Pile 2 is associated with the rising signs of Scorpio, Cancer, or Libra. Pile 3 is associated with the rising or sun signs of Capricorn, Pisces, or Gemini. Pile 4 is associated with the sun or rising signs of Taurus, Aquarius, or Aries. Take your time. Feel free to pause the video if you have to. Make your choice or choices, and I will catch up with you at your reading or readings. Welcome to your reading, pile 1. Let's move your number over to the right. You may or may not have chosen this beautiful Dalmatian stone, or you may or may not have chosen Leo, Sagittarius, which is a fire sign, and Virgo, which is earth. So we got fire, fire, earth. All right, before we begin this reading, pile 1, we're trying to discover what it is your hater or enemy is hiding from you, or what they don't want you to know, okay? But first, before we begin, I'm going to look into exactly what happened here, okay? How did your hater or enemy hurt you? What's the story there? So we can get some confirmation before we go into exactly what it is that they are trying to hide from you. This will help you feel grounded in this pile, grounded in this message, so that you can take it in, all right? We got the 8 of Swords. All right, so pile 1, I feel like this person, your hater or enemy, they may have done or said something that made you feel like you wanted to crawl into a hole and stay there. Okay, I'm getting like, your self-esteem was impacted. You started to doubt yourself. You maybe didn't even want to go outside anymore. This kind of thing. And I'm so sorry you dealt with this, pile 1. Okay, they did a number on your self-esteem, maybe intentionally or unintentionally, but whatever it is, this hater or enemy of yours, they hurt you in a way that was very internal. So it could be that you maybe felt like they damaged your reputation, but I'm getting from this card that maybe they did not. You just felt like they did. And a lot of times, pile 1, it's about how we feel on the inside that matters the most. If you feel self-conscious, even if everybody else was like, what, there's no big deal, everything's fine, but in your mind that was embarrassing. In your mind that was too much. You didn't want, quote unquote, people to know this about you, or it just maybe landed on some sort of weak spot of yours, or something that you just personally find very challenging was put out there, and now people know about it, and maybe to everybody else it's no big deal, but to you it was a big deal. To you it crushed you, and I'm so sorry, pile 1. Okay, let's go ahead and move on and see what else is coming through. 10 of Swords. Oh my gosh, pile 1. Your hater or your enemy, they may have like stabbed you in the back in some type of way, or made you just feel like the lowest of the lows. Like things couldn't get any worse for you, okay, as far as how badly this person hurt you. They may have maybe ganged up on you or gotten other people involved. There may have been other people involved in this situation, and it made you feel stabbed in the back. They stabbed you in the back, maybe in the presence of others. It's possible maybe you used to live with this person, and maybe they moved out and left you to deal with stuff on your own, or left you holding the bag in some type of way, or maybe there was a shared living situation of some kind, and it just did not end well. Okay, that's a possibility. That's another additional piece of information. If it doesn't resonate, just leave that for others. Just take what resonates and leave the rest for others. Okay, pile 1. I feel like they mess with your identity or something to do either with your reputation or your identity or your standing. And it could have been digital. They may have said some things to you, maybe sent you some bad text messages, or on social media said some things about you that it was like they basically sent you a bullet through social media, through the phone, and it was messy, pile 1. I'm so sorry about this. Let's get more information. We have the Knight of Cups. Okay, so this may have had to do with a relationship. It could have been romantic. It could have been a friendship. But I feel like you may have really loved this person. Perhaps you showed up a lot on dates waiting for this person, and they stood you up a lot. That's a story for just a few of you. They may have stood you up a lot, or it could be like this just had to do with some type of romantic situation where you were dealing with someone that you loved, or someone who wined and dined and dated you, and this person, maybe they turned on you. It could have been that they were fickle. Maybe they were on today, off the next. They loved you one day, and the next day they acted like you were trash, or they would just show an ugly side of themselves or something like this. And it's just there was this like ups and downs and off and on quality to them. Maybe they lacked practicality. They weren't maybe very practical when it came to dealing with you. They would show up and bring you candy and give you gifts and bring you wine and take you to a restaurant and bring you flowers, and they were there. But then maybe when the chips were down or you were going through something, they would bail out on you. I don't know. It's just, sorry about that, pile 1. Yeah, you love this person. Yeah, you love this person, pile 1. You were in love with this person. It could be a relationship. It could have been a friendship. Okay. It could have been when it came to something that you love to do or something you love to pursue, that this hater or enemy got in the way of it. Or they tried to harm you when it came to this thing that you love or like to do. Okay, Ace of Cups. Yeah, they just felt they left you with a feeling of emotional loss. I mean, I feel like there were good memories created with this person. Don't get me wrong, okay? I feel like there were good memories, where you were like, oh my gosh, it was just romantic. It was butterflies in the stomach. You were just, it was like Paris and beautiful lights and beautiful moments and memories with this person. Maybe this is what caused there might have been confusion in dealing with this person, maybe because of the ups and downs. Maybe it was like mixed signals or something like this. We got the Ace of Swords, but you got that clarity though. You got that clarity. You either got that wake-up call, either you woke up one day and you realized, oh my gosh, you know what? I don't like this. I don't like the yuckiness and the ugliness mixed in with the good stuff. Okay. Maybe you felt like it needed to be better. There needs to be a better balance in this, pile 1. Okay. And so you up and left. You up and left that situation behind. That put smiles on your face. And so I'm happy for you if that's the case. Okay. You moved on and you got peace that way. You had like you had some clarity, and you had a breakthrough in the situation. You walked away. It's possible that this person also walked away from you. Okay, after all this backs and forth and all the pain and all the backstabbings and the rain and then the good times, maybe this person decided, you know what, I'm just gonna walk away. Okay. And I don't know how you may or may not have taken that. Oh no, you didn't take it well. It hurt. This was a breakup happened. It didn't end well, pile 1. The situation did not end well. You were heartbroken with the situation. You had to go over all the details of what happened in your mind, like where did it go wrong and why did it seem so promising, and there was all this good stuff. How come it ended badly? How come I got left holding the bag? How come my reputation got trashed? How come I thought this was going so well, and so it's that kind of a situation, pile 1. I'm so sorry that you had to deal with this. I really am. The pain. Okay, could be romantic, could be just a friendship. It's possible it was work, because I'm seeing like a briefcase. Maybe someone at work that you were dealing with. Maybe your co-workers, or a particular co-worker, or something like this. Okay. I'm sorry. So let's go ahead and take a look then at exactly what this person, this hater or enemy, is hiding from you these days. What they don't want you to know. We got the Five of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, this person is lacking. They're in a state of lack. They're hurting over what happened, actually. They're crying. They feel rejected. That's something else I'm seeing. They feel rejected. They don't want you to know this, though. They feel rejected by you. I'm getting like a vision of maybe if this person used to live with you, they're now homeless. They may sleep in their car at night, and in the daytime they go hang out at the mall, but they're trying to put up a front like, you know, everything's fine. They moved on. They have another apartment now. They're good or something. I don't know. It's just weird. And if it's not that, it's just that they feel really deeply rejected by you. It could have been you who walked away. And you still had to process the pain of it, but you had to walk away because the dichotomy, this back and forth, the pain, the way they stabbed you couldn't reconcile it. It didn't make sense. And you had to walk away for the sake of your sanity. And this person feels rejected by you. If that's what happened, this person feels rejected by you, okay? And they also feel a sense of financial loss. Perhaps you brought some financial stability into this person's life. And maybe they didn't want you to know that, but you did. Maybe you gave them a sense of home. That could be as simple as that. You gave them a sense of a place to belong. And now that you guys are no longer together, they don't feel like they belong. You know, I see ostracization. You can see this groups of people all facing a certain direction, and they're walking the opposite direction. Like they felt rejected from a certain crowd or group. Interesting. Almost like, you know, you may have felt like your reputation was trash, but they felt like their reputation was trash too. You know, that's very interesting. We have E22, rejected one. You see that? Pile 1, they feel rejected. Just like, oh my gosh, they feel rejected by you. I said that earlier. Longs to be seen, accepted, and included. Yeah, I feel like this person, they want to be seen by you again. They want to be accepted by you. Despite the pain they caused you, deep down inside, they would like for you to take them back. I get the feeling too, I'm seeing groups of people, windows, groups, like, you know, maybe they got more popular when they were with you. And when they stopped being with you, a bunch of people either turned against them, or they lost the clout. You know, they had to leave this group behind because you know, you left them behind. So, you know, maybe along with you came the crowds, along with you came the popularity. And now they're no longer popular, or they can't bear to show their face in front of these people. Maybe because of how things went down between you and them. That's a possibility, okay? Next, we are getting celebrations. Taking time to celebrate people while they're with us will create lasting memories that can be shared for years. Oh yeah, look, groups again. Oh my gosh, it's incredible. The synchronicity here is incredible, Pile 1. So I feel like this person, Pile 1, maybe they got to know your family, they got to know your friends, they got to know your friend group, they got to be included in, you know, along with you came a network. It is clear as day. Along with you came a big network or big group of people or family members that invited them in, loved them, smiled at them because they were with you. And now they feel they've lost out on all that. This is something they don't want you to know. They feel lost and sad because, you know, the fallout of this breakup or separation, if you will, okay, that we're seeing over there is that they lost out on the groups that came along with you, the people that came along with you, okay, your neck of the woods, your network, your little group of people that came with you. They missed those smiles, Pile 1. They miss that sense of inclusion. They feel, look, on the outside, look, they're actually, yeah, these people seem like they're outside and they're inside, but they feel, maybe they're hiding their head in shame. They don't want to show their face around these people anymore because of what happened. They're ashamed. Wow. They don't want you to know this, Pile 1. Next, we're getting the Seven of Pentacles. Something they don't want you to know that they're hiding is that they're having to start over, and the thing that they're working on is not growing as fast as they would like. The thing maybe their finances, their life, this new life they're trying to create for themselves, or maybe this new relationship, or maybe they've gone and found a new relationship, or something they're pouring themselves into, or something that they're invested in themselves into is not growing like they would like. Okay, they may feel a sense of low self-esteem. That's the Seven of Pentacles also about, you know, appraising yourself and evaluating yourself and feeling like you're not enough. Okay, so they feel like they're not enough. Maybe they're single right now and they feel like they're just not good enough. Or maybe they are in a new relationship. That's possible, with a new plant, and they're just like, it doesn't compare, they feel, to what you all had together. Maybe the good times, when they compare, they're like, this is a won't compared to what I used to have with pile 1. Okay, maybe it could be finances, financially, or their business. There could be a former business partner who's gone off and started a new business, and it's not going as well as they would like. We got impatience. Exactly. It's not growing as quickly as they would like to. They don't want you to know this. Something that they're now focusing themselves on or working on is not growing like they would like. They're lacking patience with it. It's going really slowly. And I feel like they're also very scared. They're very scared of what it is that they're doing right now. It's not going well. They have fear that they could be stung by it, or that something's not going to go well. They don't want you to know this. I'm also getting like, this person could be a Scorpio, the person that you're asking about. If you did not pick based on the zodiac signs, you just pick based on your intuition. If the hater or enemy is a Scorpio, that's confirmation for you as well. But it doesn't have to be. If it's not a Scorpio, don't worry about it. It's still your pile. If you feel like all this is adding up, then that's what it is. Okay, this is your message. Yeah, they're filled with trepidation about something, like they might be stung by this situation that they're currently dealing with. It's not going well. Let's see, the loom. Yeah, they're working on something for sure. They're trying to create either a new life for themselves, and maybe they've gotten stung already. It's not going well. Something's not going well with this new life or new business that they're creating for themselves. It's not going well. They may have found pests on their new property that they're living in. They're dealing with a pest problem, or they're dealing with, with Scorpio, I'm getting the energy of obsessiveness, suspiciousness. It's possible that their current situation that they're dealing with, that they want you to know about, is that they're obsessed with comparing themselves to you. They're obsessed with comparing their situation to yours. They're working hard to make sure that they measure up against you. They want to make sure that they're on par with you. Maybe you make them feel a sense of insecurity. They don't feel like they're on your level, or they're doing as well as you are. And so they're impatient with their situation. They're really working hard to try to make sure they measure up. So they may be low-key competing with you. That's possible. Competing with your life, wanting to make sure that, wherever they end up, they can be proud of it around you. Okay, so you're kind of like living their head rent-free still, I would say. This is something they don't want you to know. Next, we're getting the 5 of Swords. Oh my goodness. I see a conflict here. Bullying even. Okay. They may be getting bullied. Or maybe they bullied you. They may be getting bullied, yeah. They're being bullied at work, or bullied by other people in their current situation. Maybe they feel like you won. They feel like you won. They try to come across like they won to you, maybe. But in reality, they feel like you won. That's a specific message for a few of you. They don't want you to know this. They do feel defeated. They feel defeated. And they feel a sense of dishonor, honestly. They feel a sense of dishonor. They feel like they look bad. They feel defeated. Let's get more information on this. We got the duplicitous smile, deceit hidden behind joy, discern genuine happiness. Okay. Yeah. So if you are seeing this person, if you see this person around and it seems like they're always smiling or they seem happy, it's fake. Pile 1. It's fake. They feel defeated on the inside. That's actually what's going on. They feel, remember that song by Smokey Robinson? People say I'm a life of the party now. Yeah, something like this. Okay, I don't know if you guys should go listen to that song. The fake track, the tracks of my tears, right? The tracks of my tears or something. I don't remember the lyrics, but it's an oldie though. That was popular like in the 70s. But what I'm seeing here, Pile 1, is that this person, they like to act like they're the life of the party. They're smiling, they're happy, but in reality, they feel humiliated. Okay, they feel humiliated. They feel defeated. They feel like low. They feel low. They feel like they lost their reputation too. Like, oh my gosh, I got made a chump out of. That person owned me. They made me look like a fool in front of everybody else. They're thinking that about you, Pile 1. I don't know why. We got irresponsible, careless, and unreliable. Okay. So pile 1, I feel like this person, they may feel humiliated or defeated because their situation is discombobulated. They're not taking good care of their lives, pile 1. They're not taking good care of their situation at all. They're not. They are not. Their life is in shambles. It's a mess. They feel humiliated. Their house is messy. Their stuff is like trashy. They feel embarrassed about it for some reason. But they like to show up and smile and act like everything's all good. But in reality, their life is a mess. Things are in shambles internally within themselves, mentally, and in their home life. Okay. This is something they don't want you to know, is that, their life is in shambles in some type of way. They may be their work situation too. They may be going through a very hard time right now when it comes to their career. People are not treating them right at work, or someone's not treating them right in their life. They're being bullied in some type of way, but they like to act like everything's great and they have a great life, but they don't. I'm also getting they may need like home repairs. I feel like they also may have been attacked. Yeah, totally. I feel like someone around them may have attacked their home, or they may have been assaulted, or people threw bricks at their house or something. Someone threw bricks through their window. I'm seeing like a wrecking ball. You hit me like a wrecking ball. Yeah. No. I get it now. I get it. Pile 1, the breakup with you, the shakeup, all that had a major impact on their lives. They like to smile like everything's great, but they are majorly torn up inside about what happened. They don't want you to know this. They don't want you to know just how hard it hit them. I feel like they're going to need therapy for this. I feel like they're going to need renovations. In some situations, they're going to need a renovation in their home. They're going to need years of therapy. They're going to need they're going to need help. They're going to need help. This was what they went through with you was a major blow. You can see that with the wrecking ball coming through, trashing, busting through the brick wall in their home. Wow. Okay, let's keep it moving here and see what else they are hiding from you. We have the Ace of Wands. Okay, so they may have started something new. Maybe a new job or a new relationship, or they may be trying to, I don't know what it is. Whatever it is that they're trying to hide, it's about something new that they're doing. Okay, let's get more information. We have, that's interesting. Very provocative. We got prostitute, streetwalker, gold digger, 5-0, vice squad, serial killer, pimp, blackmailer, affair, drug addict, red lights, escort service, undercover, trafficking, political scandal. Okay, so I feel like they may have started a new job. Maybe they're having to sell their soul for this new job. It may not necessarily be that they are a prostitute. Maybe it is. I don't know. Okay, but I just feel like this person, whatever it is that they started doing, they're having to sell their soul in order to do it. You know how you can get a job, and that job is a good job. You go, the people there care about you. They're humane. They want to get good quality work out of you, and they understand that if you are treated well, then you will provide good services. And so they have a good policy, work policy, how they treat their employees. They give you good pay. They have good insurance. They have good, healthy work conditions, where maybe they have a window you can see out. They come in and they have specialists come in and make sure the seats are ergonomically correct, and they just take good care of people there. But then you have the other end of the spectrum, where you're going in and it's like you're working for the devil, okay? And you're having to do things you don't want to do just for the sake of getting paid. And they don't care about the conditions that you're in. They just care about work, provide this. And if you have to stay and work late hours, they don't care. Just get it done. They don't care if you gotta work 60-70 hours a week, and for the same pay. They're not going to pay you overtime, or I don't know. There's something about what they're doing where they're having to take on some new job. I mean, they're kind of like sort of happy about it because they're starting something new, but it is very unhealthy. It's very toxic, whatever it is that they're doing, and they don't want you to know this about them. We have unavailable, playing in the field, dating other people. Yeah. So pile 1, I feel like this person, something they don't want you to know is that they're getting with players. They're getting with players. They're getting with people who just want to, if they look like they're in a relationship or something, it's not a good relationship. They're with someone who is emotionally unavailable to them. Okay, if they're in a relationship, that person, they're checking out other people. They're not in love. What they don't want you to know, Pile 1, is that the person they're dating is not into them. The person they're dating views them as a warm body to just have sex with and get off on, and you know, this person that they're with is just looking for sex, basically, and they're either getting it from this person, they're either getting from your hater enemy, or they're getting it from someone else. Okay, they don't care about your hater enemy. Okay, another message coming through that there's something they're trying to hide from you, Pile 1, is that they may have taken on a job where they please people for a living. Yeah, they please people for a living. This is part of why they've been unavailable. That's a message coming through. It could be that they've also started a new relationship, but the relationship they started is with an unsavory person, someone that is like, I don't like to talk bad about people, Pile 1, believe it or not, but someone who's like bottom of the barrel. They sleep around. They're not ready for a relationship. They're emotionally immature. They're emotionally unavailable. You don't respect your hater enemy. Yeah, they're just living, your hater enemy, Pile 1, they're living a very basic life. When it comes to their love life, it's very basic and it's very trash. Like, you know, or it could be that they're in a relationship that the person doesn't really like them, or they're emotionally immature or emotionally unavailable, and they just fill their minds and their hearts with the work that they're doing. That's where they get their happiness from, is they get their happiness from their work, and they just try to shut it out. You know, they're okay with having a surfacey relationship with someone just so they can say they're in a relationship. Or they could just be sleeping around a lot. Yeah, Pile 1, I feel like something your hater enemy may not want you to know is that they sleep around a lot. They may even sleep around with people who promise them money. So they may be kind of sort of a prostitute, kind of sort of a sex worker. Maybe not explicitly, but they sleep around with people who like buy them stuff. Or yeah, wow, Pile 1. Okay, let's move on to the next. We got the Two of Cups, something they are hiding from you. Okay, so they may be hiding from you a relationship. So more of this relationship stuff is coming up. Let's see what it must not be good if they're hiding it. We got copycat. Oh yeah, so they're trying to compete with you. Remember I said something about they're competing with you, trying to be just like you in everything you do. So you may be in a relationship, Pile 1. If you are in a relationship, let me talk to you guys for a second, okay? If you're in a relationship, your hater enemy is in a relationship right now because they're mirroring you. They want to act like, well, I'm in a relationship too. I'm good too. You know, I look, someone wants me too. You know, I'm good. Look, someone's interested in me. I'm going on a date too. So they're like playing this childish copycat game with you. They're watching you, everything you do, and they want to be like you. They want to like copy you and measure up to you. Remember I said they want to measure up. They want to measure up. We have gaslighting. Oh my gosh. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, they want you to think that you're the problem, Pile 1. That's what it is. They know that you're the original. They know that you're the original, but they want you to think that maybe you're copying them. Maybe you're trying to be like them. Yeah, they actually want to turn this around on you. They want to copy you and make you think that you're copying them, or make you think that they think you're copying them. Isn't that weird? Jesus, that is so toxic and childish. My gosh. But maybe they don't want to make you think that. Maybe they just they want to manipulate you into thinking that you're copying them, or that they're not copying you at all. They're just having a good life. People are also interested in them, but in reality they're copying you, Pile 1. They are mirroring you like mad. They want you to feel also like there's something wrong with you, Pile 1. They want you to feel like you are the problem, and that they're able to get along with and date other people, and they can form alliances or friendships with other people, okay? And that you are the problem. So they want to sort of like do this little mind game where they want you to feel like, oh, is there something wrong with me? Was it me? Look how my hater and enemy is getting along with someone else. I guess I was the problem, or I guess it was just the connection between me and them. It just didn't work out. No, the problem is them, Pile 1. The problem is them, because as you can see, they're devious. They're manipulative. They're still playing a game with you. They truly haven't moved on. You know, it's one thing to have a situation that didn't work out, and then the healthy thing is to process it and be like, all right, I guess I didn't handle myself well, or that just wasn't a good combo, or whatever. I'm gonna move on and truly let go of this and try to try again, start over from scratch, and try again to do something on my own, and you just give myself a reset or a 2.0, and then you're not even thinking about them. You're doing your life. And this person, they're thinking about you. They're trying to start over, but they're not truly starting over, because they're thinking about you. They're still living in the shadow of their former life with you, and it's just bizarre. They don't want you to know this, though, that they're copying you, and they want you to think that you're the problem. Wow. Sad on them. All right, we got the Two of Pentacles. Ooh, we got changes, or like ups and downs, or instability. Borrowing Peter to pay Paul. I'm getting like they're disorganized. They're trying to do too much. Maybe that's a possibility. Yeah. So I feel like this person, they're really just trying to get by. I'm getting like by the seat of their pants, or they're trying to get by. They're trying to do their day-to-day, but it's a lot. They're juggling things right now, pal. One. They're juggling. They don't want you to know this, though. They don't want you to know that they are juggling some things. Financial strain, exactly. Borrowing Peter to pay Paul. They're juggling their finances right now. I don't care how rich this person seems to you, or what kind of front they try to put off to you or others in this world. Okay, I do feel like pile one, this person is having financial problems right now. Okay, it says your tight finances are causing stress. They're stressed too thin by burdens, difficult financial obligations. They've taken on a lot. They've taken on so much that they're having to live bottom barrel. Okay, bottom of the barrel, play things real tight. Even if, so for instance, I'll give you some examples. If this person, they have multiple properties or whatever, they seem to, they're very wealthy. They own resources or own properties or something. You may notice that they may ride a bike, or, just get really cheap things, or seem like they're living very frugally or something. But in reality, what it is not that they're frugal and they have all this money saved, is that they've mishandled their finances. They sort of bungled things, and it's kind of, they're stretched thin right now. They're stretched real thin. And so this frugal life you're seeing them live, it's out of necessity. Okay, they don't have anything else. They're really stretched tight right now, and they're very stressed out by it. They don't want you to know this. Next, we're getting behavioral issues, hostile and antisocial. If they were hostile and antisocial to others, if they've been hostile, cold, or keeping away from people, or avoiding people, it's because of the money issues. If they were showing you hostility at a certain point in time, or acting like, they were kind of avoiding you or avoiding others, I kind of see that they have buried their head in shame. They're staying avoiding people. A lot of it has to do with the fact that they're, Five of Pentacles. They're poor. They're broke right now. Pile one. They are broke. They are struggling financially right now. This is something they do not want you to know. This is what they're hiding from you. I don't care how wealthy they may seem or look. I feel like they may try to put on a front, like, I've got this great job, or corporate job downtown, or I own these properties, or whatever it is. They are stretched thin, and, they've overdone it, and they may be in danger of losing some of this, because part of the problem with juggling, right? If you're not juggling things correctly and balancing things correctly, what can happen? Something can drop and fall, and you lost something. So they're at danger, or in danger or risk of losing some type of resource or something. They're valuable things. They're in danger of losing these things, and this is part of what's causing them to be really bitchy, mean, cold, or avoiding people, or being avoidant, or or if they seem, it's not just because things didn't go well. It's because they're going through a lot right now financially. They are still caught up in their head with the shame and the embarrassment and the guilt of the something they're going through. Their life is being shattered. It's tattered right now. Okay, their things are in shambles. Okay, and their investments are not paying off like they would like. They're scared. They're scared that the investments are not. They're working hard on something, but it's like it's not paying off like they would like. It's very humble work, humble earnings, and meager results. They're struggling right now, and part of it too is that they were relying on your network. It made them feel secure. Okay, in the past with you, it made them feel strong, And now they don't have that. They feel weakened on the inside. They may even have to sell their soul or sell their morals or something in order to get by. And that's what I'm seeing the cards for you, pile 1, as far as what is your haters or enemies hiding from you at this time. I hope this resonated with you. If it did, please give it a thumbs up. If you felt it was accurate, give it a thumbs up. And if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much. I'd love to hear what you think in the comment section. Or where are you watching from, and what time of day is it over wherever you're at. I'd love to chat. Okay, take good care of you, and I will catch up with you at the next one. Bye. Welcome to your reading, pile 2. So what is your haters or enemies? What are they hiding from you? What do they not want you to know? We're going to find out today, pile 2. Move your number over to the side. You may or may not have chosen this red jasper or carnelian stone. May or may not have chosen Scorpio, Cancer, and Libra. Okay, that's what we have there for you now. Now, if you didn't choose those signs, that's totally fine. Your intuition works just as well. You may have chosen this card backing, and the cards are just screaming at you. This is your message, and it's probably your message. So let's begin. But before we look into exactly how your hater or enemy, what they're hiding from you, or what it is that they don't want you to know, let's go ahead and take a look at exactly how it is that they hurt you, so it can create some resonance and create some some resonance, so we can be sure that we're on the right pile. Okay, so we're getting justice. Okay, so this person may have been unfair to you, or treating you in an unjust manner. Okay, this person may have been heavy-handed with you, or maybe denied what you had coming. Maybe they treated others a certain type of way, but when it came to you, maybe based on the way you look, or your history together, or your background, or whatever, they just didn't treat you fairly. Okay, they didn't treat you like they treated others. With Justice here, Lady Justice, she usually has these blindfolds on because justice is blind, right? It's the same for everyone. It's the same for everyone. It's not going to be bent and it's not going to be prejudiced, right? Well, I feel like you may have encountered some type of prejudice from this person. That's possible. Perhaps they were not truthful with you. Maybe they committed some kind of crime against you, or did something illegal. They may have been dishonest or unfair, that kind of thing. Okay, they didn't treat you well. They were biased against you. That's possible too, or treated you in a very biased way. Lady Justice lifted up her blindfold and they took a look at you and were like, "Oh, it's you? Okay, well, I'm not gonna be good to you because it's you." Like they were just biased against you for whatever reason, when they would keep their blindfolds on for everyone else. Sorry about that, pile 2. We got number 27, abundance. So I feel like this person, pile 2, they may have been unfair to you because they saw that you were doing well. They saw that, and you may have been doing well because of your hard work. You did what you needed to do. You followed all the rules and you manifested abundance for yourself. But I feel like this person didn't like the things that worked out well for you, and they kind of held it against you. That's a possibility. Okay, perhaps this person, they were unfair to you in the sense that they didn't want you to have abundance, so they withheld abundance from you. Maybe there was some sort of 62 harvest, some sort of pay or some sort of payout they were supposed to give you, and they didn't give it to you when you just rightfully and justly deserved it. Perhaps you worked hard for that money, or worked hard for those rewards, and they didn't give it your way. You worked hard. I see you working in the fields or something. Maybe not in the fields, obviously. This is purely symbolic, right? But you did something, and that you earned this. But at the end of the day, it's either they didn't give you enough, they didn't give you everything you had coming, even though you had a lot coming, they didn't want to give it to you, or they didn't give it to you at all. Or maybe they were biased or prejudiced against you because you worked hard for your money and you got that money, and they didn't like that about you for some reason, and they held this against you, you being rewarded for your work. Can you imagine? So just take it as it resonates, okay? And leave the rest for others. We have number 36, patience. So they made you wait, pile 2, okay? Your hater or enemy, this person, they made you wait and wait and wait to collect. I mean, to the point you were waiting so long that it's like, even though you'd worked hard, you're waiting for your money, you know, your bills were overdue, you were way beyond, you were like set back, your ship was sinking, pile 2, and they still were having a hard time paying your money. It's like you were having to hang on for so long, too long, pile 2, in order to receive the rewards that you had coming. Okay, this is part of how your hater or your enemy hurt you. We have number 78, communication. I feel like this person, they may have said something about you behind your back that sort of set you back. They may have gossiped about you or told people something about you, which caused people to not want to pay you, or caused people to not want to pay you well, caused people to be biased against you. They may have said lies about you, or they may have they may have maligned your reputation. It's possible, and they didn't want people to pay you well. They didn't want you to be rewarded fairly and adequately like you should be, and so they would say things about you to sort of slow down your rewards. So this person could have deliberately manipulated the situation to prevent you from getting what you had coming. Number 24, we have connection. This could be the 3 of Cups. Yeah, I feel like this person, they may have ganged up against you. They may have had they may have been like an in crowd or an in group where this person would feed them, your hater enemy would feed them information about you, and they kind of sort of ganged up against you and didn't want you to have what you got coming to you. It's possible that these people, they were well off and getting all the rewards for themselves and not wanting to give you much of it. They were very rich and they didn't want to help you out or give you rewards to help your situation out. They were fine with you drowning or being left alone like a castaway. They were fine with leaving you bereft and without help, without assistance. And this is what they wanted to do to you. Perhaps they were like, I'm getting like a Mean Girls vibe, like people that ganged up against you because they just didn't like you. They talked bad about you, and they were fine with you suffering and being just sort of like out there without maybe either being included or being rewarded like they were. You were left out of the network. They didn't want to connect you with, they didn't want to give you the connections and hook you up with all the good jobs, or they didn't want to hook you up with good employment. They were the ones getting all the good employments. They kept their trade secrets to themselves. They didn't want to include you. They didn't want to share it with you, even though you were a hard worker. That's another story coming through for some of you. Yeah, so they excluded you. That's what I see. It could have been maybe based on the color of your skin or your cultural background, or it could be for many reasons. It could be maybe they thought that you grew up posh or you grew up rich. You were the child of a rich person, so therefore they were not going to help you, even though you were showing the ability that you wanted to work hard and create your own path in life. They didn't want to. They held your background against you, maybe because you were privileged. They held that against you, or they felt you had a privileged background. So why should they help you? There's a lot of stuff like this going on. I'm so sorry, Pal 2, about the way you were hurt here. This was wrong. Clearly. I feel like these people, they enjoyed good life and they didn't want to include you in it. Maybe they gave you meager rewards while they got to keep most of it for themselves. That's possible too. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what they are hiding from you and what they don't want you to know. Okay, let's see what is coming through in that regard. The first card we're getting is the Star. Okay, the Star. What do they not want you to know? What are they hiding? So, Paul, too, I feel like these people, they may be insecure. They may feel insecure themselves. I mean, this is something they're not telling you. They may feel like insecure about their own situation. That's possible. Let me get more information and get some clarity on this. They may be feeling insecure in some type of way. Maybe because they don't have your friendship, or I don't know what it is. We got controller. Tries to manage people or situations for safety. Yeah. So yeah, they're insecure, Pal 2. And so what they do is they try to be controlling over others, including you, Pal 2. They try to control your situation because they didn't want you to come in, maybe they didn't want you showing them up, right? They didn't want you to come in and be, they felt insecure. So they didn't want you to come in and then become like a star. They were concerned that you were going to become a star, Pal 2. They're concerned if they'd given you the hookups or giving you the rewards, you might outshine them. And so they try to be controlling of you and controlling the situation to try to limit the risk that you were going to come in and outshine them, because that would make them feel very insecure. They feel insecure about the potential of this happening, or maybe they see that in you. Okay, pile 2, something they don't want you to know is they feel that you are a star. They see your potential. They see how brightly you shine, that you're the big giant shining star in the sky, and they're like, uh-oh, we don't want pile 2 coming in here. We don't want to hook them up with what we have. They're going to come in and they're going to blow us up out of the water, right? They were thinking this about you. They wanted to control you so that you wouldn't get too big, so that you wouldn't get too, you wouldn't outshine them. Okay, we got Grandma's kitchen. This kitchen is a peaceful sanctuary where everything in the world seems fine. It blocks out all troubles, dramas, and hardships. So what they don't want you to know, pile 2, is that they feel that you're very special, and they feel that someone in their midst actually really likes you. Someone really, really loves you. They see how loved you are, and they feel insecure about this. Okay, they feel insecure about how lovable you are, about your potential, and they have tried to control you to sort of dim your light and keep you down. This is something they don't want you to know. Okay, that's why they are doing it. That's why they have been unfair. They've left you hanging, and all this is because they see that you are loved by superiors, or easily loved by superiors. They see that you're the biggest star in the night sky, bigger than them. You're going to outshine them, and they are scared of it. They're scared of your potential. They're scared of you making someone very happy, and they don't want this person pulling you close and, you know, keeping you close to their side. Another message coming through also, pile 2, that they don't want you to know is that they feel you're someone's favorite, and they're jealous of this. That's why they've tried to sort of be controlling of you. They're trying to sort of limit how much of a favorite you become. They don't want you to become a favorite. They want to sort of limit this and kind of keep this person away from you. They don't want to link you up with someone who will think that you're awesome. They don't want that. Okay, and so they kind of like want to keep this connection to themselves. They don't want to share this connection with you. That's possible. Or they don't want you to outshine them in the eyes of this person. Wow, pile 2, I'm so sorry. This is what they're hiding from you. We got 55, labor. Yeah, we got that you're hardworking. You're a hardworking, pile 2. You're very and if you know, you're just very productive. That's another thing I'm getting. Okay, we got the flower bearer. They feel that what they're hiding from you, pile 2, is that they think that you're very hardworking. They think that you're very productive, that you're very efficient, that you get a lot done, that you're amazing. Actually, they're hiding from you that whenever they come by to congratulate you or say, "Oh, good job" or whatever, they come across like they're trying to like congratulate you or say they like you, but in reality they want to hurt you. It's like someone coming over and giving you a bunch of roses to congratulate you, but making sure that they pick the roses that have the most thorns, the thickest, sharpest thorns, so that when they put it in your arms, it'll hurt you and poke you and draw blood. So I feel like they're hiding from you, pile 2, is that they want to reward you in a way that hurts you. Okay, and they're kind of like they don't want you to know this. So this is a warning about these people, pile 2, or perhaps you already experienced this, so you already know what's up. But I feel like this is something they're trying to hide from you. Is that, and you can see like there's a mask here. They are pretending, pile 2, to like you. They're pretending to be all smiles and happy and joy and all that. But in reality, they are deeply hurt by how much you do, how successful you are, how productive you are, how efficient you are, how effective you are. They are deeply hurt by it. It's damaged them in some type of way. And this is something they don't want you to know. We got betrayal. Exactly. Oh my gosh, pile 2. I trust the outside world. Yeah, pile 2, I feel like something they don't want you to know. Look, we got the knife going through the heart, right? Now we got these thorns poking through the flesh and through the skin. Pile 2, I feel like something they don't want you to know is that they want to stab you in the back. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. They are plotting against you, and they want to hurt you. Okay, they want you to they want to act like it's all fun and games, but they want to hurt you because you're so productive and you do so much. Okay, you're so good at what you do. It's funny also, we see, even though this is just like twigs and brushes and leaves, we see these little, I don't know if you see it, but there's this piece of leaf coming through and into this person's hands, so pile 2, I feel like these people are very uncomfortable also around you. I'm kind of moving on to another part of this message, is you make them feel very uncomfortable. You hurt them, pile 2. They're hiding this. They're hiding the fact that they are hurt by you. They're hurt by, you may be an entertainer, that's possible. They're hurt by all the accolades you receive. They're hurt by how well you do. They're hurt by how much you shine, okay? You do really well. You do really good work. You may be a really good entertainer and you get a lot of accolades, and it feels like for them, whenever they brought the things, whenever they come to you to tell you compliments from other people or give you flowers from other people and say, oh wow, this person XYZ said that you were amazing, it hurts them to say it. Oh wow, group TRO gave you these flowers, they wanted you to have these flowers. They're dying inside when they give it to you. Okay, this is something they don't want you to know. Okay, this is what they're hiding from you, is that your success, your productivity hurts them. They're hurt by this. Oops, let's move it over there. We got the Lovers. Okay, this is something they're hiding from you. So there's a choice being made here. Someone is being chosen. Someone is being chosen as the main one. Okay, could be a romantic relationship, could be your relationship, and there's something about this that they're hiding from you. Okay, we have the unyielding mate's perseverance. Exactly. So this could be a relationship thing. Okay, relentless persistence enriches bond. Honor this tenacity. So pile 2, something they're hiding from you is that they've noticed how much someone is really into you. Okay, it could be romantic, it could be work related, it could be in a group setting, it could be your friend circle, that you're being chosen by someone or something. You're being singled out as the most attractive one. Okay, maybe you have manifested a mate who's really sticking by your side and they've noticed this. Okay, let's see why this is coming up. We have hot and cold, extreme inconsistency. Yeah, so what they're hiding from you is that they're comparing their relationships to yours, and their relationship is hot and cold compared to yours. Okay, theirs is hot and cold, yours is persistent. Okay, theirs is here today, gone tomorrow. And in your situation, they see that you are the main one. You've been chosen, and that person is not letting you go. Okay, and so they compare this energy, and it makes them feel some type of way. All right, this is something they don't want you to know, is that their relationships are inconsistent. The love they receive is hot and cold, or the accolades they receive is hot and cold. Whereas with you, you're always coming through. You're not a one-hit wonder. Every time you perform, people are like smitten with you. They're like, where's pile 2? Could you find pile 2 for me again, please? Call pile 2. We need pile 2. We choose pile 2. And they don't want you to know this. Compared to their performance, it feels like some people like them sometimes, and then sometimes people don't like them, and they don't like this. They compared it to your situation, and they feel like they are falling short. They don't want you to know this. Okay, pile 2. Next, we have number 60, wound. Okay, yeah, they're hurt. I said it before. They are hurting over something, and they may also be with their hands on their face, feeling guilty or embarrassed about something. They feel shame, it's possible, or just deep heartbreak. Wow, let's get more information. They're hiding from you. They feel like this. We have cell phone. Okay, no connection, phone booth, gossip, no answer, telegram. Maybe there's someone that they would like to hear from. There's someone they would like to hear from that they're not hearing from. It could be their own relationship. It says here, you never call. Maybe there's someone they would like to hear from. Maybe you don't call them anymore, and it hurts. I see that it's possible, pile 2, that maybe you no longer call these people. You no longer contact them. You cut them off. You cut them out of your life. You stop talking to them because of how they treated you, if it's possible. And they are hurting over this. They would like to hear from you. It could be also that we're back to this initial story I got coming up earlier here, where they're comparing their relationships to yours. And maybe the person that they're dealing with never calls them, and it makes them feel hurt. Or it could be that this is a work situation, and maybe someone has chosen you over them, and that person never calls them anymore, and they're really hurt by this. That's interesting. They're hiding this from you. We have poor impulsive reaction. and acting without thinking. Yeah. Okay, so here's the deal, pile 2. I feel like either they're not hearing from someone and they don't want you to know about this. So you would have to apply this to your situation, pile 2, okay? Because this is, you know this person, you know this hater or enemy, and so you have more of a direct understanding of the situation than I ever could. I'm just reading. I'm just an energy reader. I'm reading the energies through the cards and psychically. But what I'm getting is that this person, your hater or enemy, they're dealing with someone who never calls them. You might know who this is, okay? And they're hurt. They're hurting over this. This person could be you. I'm also getting that there is someone who calls them who goes off on them, or someone who called them who went off on them. I mean, just raging, mad, and it broke their heart. Pile 2. It broke their heart. It traumatized them. It shattered them. And maybe someone was mad at them for the way they treated you or something, but they are like, they cannot believe how badly they were treated on this phone call or this communication. Okay, they cannot, or it could have been just been an interaction. So maybe they got kicked out of somewhere, or their lover or the person that they're with is like just hates their guts and has just been like, I hate you, and they don't want you to know this. This would be embarrassing for you to know. Find out they don't want you to know that the person they're with hates their guts, or that the person they're with is mad at them, maybe constantly, or something like this. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. That's very wow, interesting. We have number 23, joy. Okay, got the Page of Wands. Okay, possibly. All right, let's keep it moving here. Something to do with happiness. We have hating on your creativeness and ideas. Okay, or creativity too, with the Page of Wands popping up. So pile 2, I feel like something your hater enemy doesn't want you to know is that they don't like how creative you are. They don't like it when you're happy either. They don't like that you have fun doing what it is that you do, that you enjoy it. They don't like it. They hate it. They hate that what you've chosen to do for a living is something you enjoy and that you love doing. They hate that because you love and enjoy doing this thing, you're so creative and you're so good at it. You know, when we love what we do an exceptionally good job at it, right, guys? And they hate this. They hate it so much. I think maybe in their lives they're like, I don't get to do what I love to do. I'm not happy doing what I do. How come pile 2 gets to be happy? And so they don't want you to know that you are that they may be feeling resentfulness of this. They may be feeling resentful of your creativity and your ideas, the things that you do. We have standoff, deadlock, stalemate, no action, gridlock, inaction. Okay. Yeah, pile 2, they don't want you to know that part of the reason they hate your ideas and your creativeness is because they're having some sort of creative block at this time. They're undergoing some sort of creative block at this time, pile 2. Yes. They're feeling like when they try to get things done or do something, someone gets in their way. They're not getting to do what it is they would like to do. Or when it comes to creativity, it's just not flowing for them like it is for you. This is part of why they're hating on you, pile 2. Okay, they don't want you to know that they're jealous of your ability to create, jealous of your situation, jealous of the fact that you're following your calling, jealous of the fact that you bring a certain flair to things that they don't feel that they have. And so this is part of why they may be getting your way. This is part of why they blocked you, is because they feel like you're very creative, you're very good, you're very talented, you're very beautiful too. Yeah, you're very attractive. You're just oozing and booming, but you know, like you've got so much going on for you when it comes to beauty, brains, creativity. You're fortunate, you're blessed child of the universe, and things, you're an excellent channel, things flow through you. They're jealous of this, and this is why they've been getting in your way. This is part of why they block you off, and that's something they don't want you to know. And they're also undergoing some kind of creative block themselves. They don't want you to know this. They don't want you to know that they feel stifled and stymied when it comes to doing the job well. They don't feel like they're on your level, okay? And they don't want you to know that they think this about you, okay? Next, or the final column, we're getting Wheel of Fortune. Oh, wow. someone's feeling very lucky. They feel that someone is very, very blessed. They won the lottery or something like this. Okay, very interesting energy. We have I really adore you, heartfelt confession, sincere revelation of one's true feelings, deep vulnerability, genuine emotion, and self-reflection. Okay, interesting. Something they don't want you to know, pile 2, is that they love you. They don't want you to know that they love your work, or that they've heard from someone that person loves your work. That you have a fan. They don't want you to know you have a fan, or they don't want you to know that they are a big fan of your work, or a big fan of you, or that they have a crush on you, or that someone they know has a crush on you. Okay, they don't want you to realize how lucky you are, how fortunate you are to be adored. They don't want you to know this. Okay, next we are getting multiple babies. Okay, too many to handle, child support payments. Okay, I feel like this person doesn't want you to know. There's multiple messages coming through. Okay, pile 2. So just apply it to your situation as it fits. I feel like on one hand, I'm seeing that this person doesn't want you to know that they love you. They're a fan of yours. They're crushing on you, and they may even want to have kids with you. Okay, they may want to have kids with you. Something else I'm getting, pile 2, is that they feel that you're very lucky. Maybe because they feel that you don't have to deal with the burdens that they have to deal with. They feel like they don't want you to know this, that they're overburdened, that they have too many people or kids to deal with. That they don't want you to know that though they love the children, or they love the kids, that they feel overburdened by them. They feel overburdened by the children. Okay. They sometimes feel overwhelmed by the responsibilities that they have to deal with. That's a message coming in for some of you. Take it as it resonates, leave the rest for others. A final message I'm getting too is that they feel that all their kids love you. They don't want you to know that. They don't want to tell you that. Another message coming through is that one of their kids has come through and told them, I really love pile 2. Or one of the children or the people that they work with have said, I really love pile 2. And or many of them have said it, and they don't want you to know. They don't want you to, pile 2, the theme here for you on this reading is that this person doesn't want you to know that you're loved. They don't want you to know that you're talented. They don't want you to know that they're disliked. Okay? They don't want you to know that someone is choosing you, and when they compare it to their situation, they're not chosen like you're chosen. They don't want you to know that they don't want you to know how adored you are. They want to limit your success. They don't want you to outshine them. Wow. And that's what I'm seeing the cards for you, pile 2. If you found this reading to be resonant, or found it to make sense, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'd love to chat with you. Where are you watching from today, and what time of day is it? I'd love to, if from your neck of the woods, I'd love to know what time of day you're watching this. Take good care of yourself, okay? And I'll catch up with you in the next one. Bye. So you're reading pile 3. What is your hater or enemy hiding from you? What do they not want you to know? You are pile 3. Moving you over to the corner over there. You may have chosen this beautiful, maybe you didn't, green aventurine or jade stone. You may or may not have chosen Capricorn, Pisces, and Gemini. Okay. Cool. Alright, so before we begin this reading though, I want to go ahead and take a look at, just to create some resonance and confirmation that you have chosen the right pile. We're going to take a look at exactly how your hater or enemy hurt you. Alright, we're going to start from the beginning and try to get an idea of this story between you and this hater or enemy that you've assigned to this pile, or just your hater or enemies in general. So let's go ahead and take a look at your first tarot card. We have the 5 of Cups. Okay, this person let you down. Pile 3. This person let you down. They disappointed you. They may have, in some type of way, okay, they may have caused you a sense of loss, or grief. They may have failed you in some type of way. They didn't come through for you in some type of way. They disappointed you. They left you in a state of mourning. There's something that they did wrong, or, you know, they just, man, I'm sorry, pal. Part 3. It's not good what they did. I don't know exactly what it was, but it didn't leave you in a good way. It left you in a bad way, and you were hurt over this. You kind of grieved over it, grieved over the way they treated you. And I'm getting like, in multiple ways, okay, or multiple times they did this. They hurt you repeatedly. Could be just one big way, but it was just a big loss or disappointment that they served you, dished out to you there, pal 3. And I'm sorry you had to deal with that. They may have been very like negative or pessimistic when it came to you, or they may have been good to you sometimes and bad to you sometimes, but it just wasn't all that great, you know. All right, let's get more information. We have the Tower. Oh my gosh, pile 3. Whew. It's a big deal what they did wrong. It's a big deal, whatever it was. They shattered your expectations. They may have put you or your situation into a state of upheaval. They may have caused some kind of major disaster. Caused you to have to make some sort of foundational shift. Maybe it could be they got you kicked out of your house or your apartment, or they caused a fire that, you know, burned down all your stuff, or, you know, maybe they it's like they pulled the carpet out from underneath your feet, the rug out from underneath your feet. You know, you thought you were stable, but they like discombobulated your shit. I'm sorry, Part 3. Jesus, it was major what they did wrong. Okay. I'm also getting like they caused some sort of abrupt change, some kind of unexpected change in your world that you didn't expect them to do. Whatever it is they did, you did not expect it, pal 3. It's like they caught you off guard, and it was a big one. It was a big doozy that they brought your way. I'm so sorry. Let's get more information. We got the Queen of Cups. Yeah, you were loving to them. You were loving. And I feel like they took advantage of this. They took advantage of your good heart, pile 3. They, you know, you gave compassion. You're calm. You're comforting. And I think that it's possible they may have viewed this as a weakness. It's possible. They may have abused your generosity of spirit. They may have used you for your talents, your traits, and then left you hanging. Or maybe you expected to be reciprocated in the love that you were pouring out towards them, and they did not. They did not reciprocate it, Pile 3. They literally, they may have just hurt you in return, actually. Okay? We have the 7. Yeah, they turned out to not be real. They were fake. Pile 3. They were fake. It was all mirage. It was all smoke and mirrors. I'm sorry. They may have caused a lot of confusion. They made you think, oh yes, I've got this for you, Pile 3. I've got this for you, and I'll do this, I'll do that. Sure. And it was all lies. Fake. I see also that they may have dealt with you, and you poured love on them and everything, and you gave them that comforting, calming, nurturing love that you have to give, that beautiful love you got to give, Pile 3. Your heart is so beautiful. I see it here. But in the back of their minds, maybe they had multiple people to choose from, and maybe they didn't tell you this. They had other women in the back burner that they were interested in. They were like, well, okay, I got Pile 3. I got this one over here. I got Tracy. I got Trina. I got Manuel. I got this, and so you are just one of the options. And they procrastinated on choosing you. They didn't choose you. They didn't solidly say, Pile 3, you're mine and I'm yours, and this is it. I'm here. I'm all the way in. They kind of were wishy-washy, maybe. It's possible they kept procrastinating on something until they finally did not choose you. Okay? And you kept thinking, they'll choose me. They're just trying to decide, or, maybe you just misread them somehow. I don't know what it is, but it just feels like, it turns out it was all an illusion. Okay? We got the Empress. Okay. Yeah, you are, oh my gosh, you're a super nurturer, Pile 3. You are a super nurturer. Very abundant, giving, loving. You are very beautiful. You nurture them. You may even give them luxury. You're giving them a life of luxury. But what do they give you in return for it? BS. Okay. They may have even rebelled against you, or like, gone against you in a major way. They may have stolen from you. It's possible, or I don't know what it is. It's just something. They destroyed something that belonged to you, or maybe they just destroyed your sense of expectation of them. That because you are so loving, you're so abundant, you are so generous, and you just poured, and maybe you helped nurse them back into a state of health. You thought for sure they were going to fall for you and they're going to reciprocate this energy, but no, they did something different, something bad. We have the Star. How'd they hurt you? Yeah, you're a healer, Pile 3. You're a healer. You healed them. You healed them of something. But it turns out this person, they're bad news. The reason they were hurting, the reason they needed healing and loving from you is because they had caused problems in their life somewhere else. They have an innately, basically, rebellious nature. Wherever they go, they cause catastrophe and cacophony, and they're like a terrorist, Pottery. I feel like you loved the wrong person, or you loved on the wrong situation, or you thought what the story is coming to mind for me, and just take it as it resonates and just leave the rest for others. It's like you meeting someone amazing that you thought was amazing, and they seem to be a bit of a disaster, or like a bad boy or a bad girl, and you thought, I'll just love on them and I'll show them just how big and how deep love can be. Getting that Sade song. I feel like you're like a Sade type, Paul 3. Show me how deep love can be. Like, I don't know, I feel like maybe this is them, but you're just a very deeply loving person, and you thought that I'll just show them that the love never ends. That there is that in this world, and it did not have the effect on them that you thought it would. It was like the bad boy cannot be tamed. The person who had misbehaved in the past was truly, bad to the bone, rotten to the core. Truly, you learned, Pal 3, through his hater or enemy, that sometimes there really are just bad people in the world. There really are. That no amount of love or healing, no matter how much of an amazing healer or healing effect you have, and I'm sure you are, Pal 3. I'm sure that you are abundant, fertile, loving, and that you have poured into people before, and you've healed many a soul. But this particular hater or enemy, they're beyond redemption. They could not be. They're too far gone. They're too far gone. They were not ready to. That's another message I'm getting. Wow, Pal 3, I'm so sorry you had to deal with this. I see that you may have healed from it though and had a comeback, but you still think about it. You still feel sad about what they did. Still feel sad about the way they betrayed you, or destroyed what they had, or broke up, or shattered your expectations, or whatever it is. This major thing that went wrong that they were responsible for. You still think about it, and it had an effect on you. And it wasn't just the pain that they caused. It's just you realizing also, oh my gosh, no matter how loving, there are people who just cannot be saved. There are people who cannot be redeemed, I think maybe it was that more than anything, right? All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at what they're hiding from you at this time. What it is that they do not want you to know. We got the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, interesting. So there's some sort of opportunity or abundance. I think that's you, Pal 3. You're very abundant. Okay, an offer has been made. Okay, let's see. Let's keep looking here. We have pleaser. Interesting. Wins approval by prioritizing others' needs. Okay. All right. So it looks like right now they're trying to play nice or something. They're making offers. Maybe making an offer to you. They're making an offer to you. Okra. Oh, look, there's something in a basket. A product of diaspora, a native fruit grown in gardens of enslaved. It's said that women hid the seeds in their hair during transport. Okay, Pile 3, here's what I'm seeing is what they don't want you to know, what they're hiding from you is that if they're coming at you right now, trying to make an offer to you to make nice and all this, and trying to please you and sort of make it up to you, it's fake. It's fake, Pile 3. It's not real. They have a smile plastered in their face, trying to be nice to you. They're trying to get back in your good graces again. So they have not changed. They have not changed. pile 3. That's something they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know that this is all a fake. That they're making this offer to you, trying to woo you back and to get back in your good graces again, get you to trust them again. But they have not changed. In fact, they may have an ulterior motive. Yeah. And they know it. Okay. They may have an ulterior motive, or the ulterior motive may be, I'm just going to be nice for this time frame, this phase. I can do this for a little bit. I can be nice. I can bring things and offer things. So here's an offer. Here's an offer. Here's an offer. I can bring things to pile 3. I can come by. I can show them all these nice things. I can do that for a time. And you're thinking maybe they've changed. They have not changed, pile 3. This is something they don't want you to know. Okay. They don't want you to know that they have not changed. They don't want you to know that this is an act. A pretense, okay? They don't want you to know this. They want you to think they're there to please and they're fixed their everything, and it's not true. It's not true, pile 3. Okay? So I would say it's kind of like a warning, don't fall for it. We are getting, the 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, they're lacking right now. They're broke, they're poor. They feel exiled, they feel rejected. They're in need right now. They're in a state of poverty. They're low on resources. So whatever they're offering you, it's like they're just gathering up some things to make it seem like they're okay now and they have something for you. But the truth of the matter is, it's the bottom of the barrel for them. They don't have much. They're bringing all these things to you, but they don't have much. And they're doing it so they can get back in your good graces and tap into all this plenty and abundance and this paradise that you got going on, this paradise situation. Okay, that's what they're trying to get to. They're trying to get to that. They don't want you to know how hard things are for them. They have the glass heart, number 25. Okay, this is someone who's fragile, someone who easily gets hurt. It could be that this person has a temper too. That's what I'm getting. They have a temper. They may have gone off on you. There may have been a major fight or major attack of some kind, that they attacked you even though you were giving them everything good. They may have attacked you. They may have gone off on you. They may have just shown you a major temper problem that they have. I mean, the likes of which maybe you have never even seen. Okay, this is what you saw from them in the past. And the truth of the matter is that they're very sensitive. That's where it comes from. Okay, they easily get hurt. Probably because they're insecure. They feel like they don't compare well to others or don't compare well to you. They feel insecure. That's what it is. They feel very insecure and they're very sensitive because of these insecurities. They may be lacking in skills, lacking in talents, lacking in resources. This is at the root of what is going on with them that they don't want you to know. Okay, that this is a weak point for them, that they feel insecure and they're easily destabilized because of this sensitivity. We have self-sabotage. Yeah, they sabotage themselves. They may not be good at handling finances. They may not be good at, this is what maybe this is what they're feel insecure about. They're not good about saving money. They're not good about handling money. Maybe they do come into money, but they don't know how to manage it well. They don't know, they lack a sense of how to make money work for them. Instead of them working for money, they don't know how to make money work for them. Maybe like you, pile 3. Maybe they see that you thrive, that you're wealthy, that you know how to make money work for you. And they're constantly sabotaging their sense of well-being, their ability to thrive. And it puts them in a state of want and need and poverty and lack. And so they don't want you to know this. This is what they're hiding from you, is that they're struggling financially and they're sensitive because part of why they're so sensitive and what's the root of their anger is that they feel poor compared to you. They feel inferior too, to be honest, pile 3. They feel inferior and they're very sensitive about this. And they're doing it to themselves too. That's what I'm getting. And I think they're aware of this and they don't want you to know this. Okay. They don't want you to know that they feel insecure because they're struggling right now. Oh, sorry. We got the Ace of Swords. They don't want you to know this. What do they not want you to know? They don't want you to know, pile 3, that they're confused. They're confused. Things are not in a state of order with them. Okay, let's get more information. We have the shrouded. See, shrouded. Something's covered, veiled. They don't have the clarity, you see. The shrouded adversary's stratagem. Oh, Hidden enemy strategizes and remain vigilant and wise. Okay, so pile 3, they have a strategy they're trying to employ with you. They have a strategy. They're hiding from you their true intentions. They're hiding from you what it is that they're trying to do. The truth of the matter is they're not your friend, pile 3. They're not. They are an enemy of yours, in fact. I don't know, maybe not an enemy, but they try to pretend that they're your friend, but in reality they feel insecure around you, and maybe they want to use you, or they want to overcome you. They want to, if they've already shocked you with something, they want to come back and finish the job, or they want to come back. And you're being warned to be vigilant and wise about this person, pile 3. It's a warning. You're being warned. This is something they're hiding from you. Living rent free. They think about you constantly. Can't get you out of my head. They're constantly thinking about you, pile 3. They're constantly thinking about how to outwit you. Pile 3. They're constantly thinking about how to outsmart you. They want to outsmart you, pile 3. They want to outsmart you about something. Maybe when it comes to, maybe they want a place to live. They want to use you for that. And they want to somehow get back into your good graces so you let them live in your place again. Or maybe they want to, these are just examples, okay? Maybe they want to figure out how to outwit you in the sense of, I want pile 3 to think that I'm okay. I want pile 3 to think that there's nothing wrong with me, that I'm fine, that I have clarity. But they don't. Okay, they're all kinds of messed up in the head. Okay, pile 3, I'm sorry. Maybe this isn't what you wanted to hear. I don't know. But this person is a hater or enemy of yours, and you knew it, and that's why you came here. So I'm letting you know. This person, they have a strategy they're trying to employ with you, and they're obsessed with you, pile 3. That's another thing. They are obsessed with you. They're trying to hide this. They're obsessed with either outwitting you, or they're just obsessed with you, period. They don't know how to let go, and they don't want you to know that they are obsessed with you, and they can't let go of you. They don't want you to know this. Next, we have the 9 of Pentacles. Ooh, someone's fancy, someone's bougie, someone's luxuriant, doing well. Okay, this has something to do with what they don't want you to know. We have radioactive material. Yeah, so we're seeing like kryptonite or something. So pile 3, success, okay, maybe your success or successful people is their kryptonite. It's their kryptonite. It is something that weakens them. It's something that makes them feel bad about themselves. Okay, they feel weak around people who are successful, or they just feel like that's their Achilles heel. They can't seem to get successful, and this is something they really struggle with. And maybe we got sadness. Yeah, they feel sad. I told you, they feel weak. They feel sad. Look, they're looking up at the kryptonite and at this person. I feel like this person, your hater enemy, pile 3, they envy your success. They feel sad about your success. They feel weighed down by it. Also, if they're appearing to you like they're successful and doing well, it takes a lot for them to be like this. Too much. It's a lot of responsibility. They're burdened by their ability to keep up with it. I'm getting like keeping up with the Joneses or something like this. They have a hard time keeping up with the Joneses, and it's all about keeping up with the Joneses. This is maybe part of the self-sabotage they have. They spend every penny they get on keeping up appearances. Okay, this is their weakness. They really should be using that money to pay off their bills, pay off their debts, invest smartly and wisely, save their money, shop smart. That's how they should be using their money. I feel like they do get some money, but they don't use it wisely. They don't use it well. They're too caught up in trying to look the part. And, it's kind of like a vicious cycle, and it feeds their sadness, their sense of sadness. It's what keeps them crippled, They're wanting to look like this. They're wanting to be like this. Maybe they want to measure up to you. Maybe they want to look like they're good enough for you. Or they want to look like they compare favorably to successful people. And this is what sort of keeps them trapped in this cycle of self-sabotage, right? So they don't want you to know, pile 3, they don't want you to know that they're sad about your success. That's number 1. Number 2, that they're struggling hard. They struggle hard at trying to keep up appearances to look successful. Okay, that's another thing they don't want you to know. And they also, they feel triggered by it. They feel triggered by your success, pile 3. How it seems almost like effortless with you. You may own a home or have these nice things, and they just, it's like it rains on their parade. They are saddened by your success, pile 3. Okay, very interesting. Okay, so we have pile 3. We got the Knight of Wands. Okay, what they don't want you to know, it's possible they don't want you to know that they want to leave. Really, they don't want to stay. They want to leave. They want to take off. That's possible. Let's get more information. They're only about pursuing what they find. They love adventure too much. Okay, they're all about taking action and leaving and go do what they find to be adventurous or fun. They may be wanting to make some kind of job change or leave to go somewhere. Maybe you may take a vacation, or they want to leave or go somewhere. Maybe that's something they're hiding from you. Okay, we got the unexplained. Oh yeah, loves them and leaves them energy with the Knight of Wands. This person, I feel like they want to spend some time with you for a time, but they plan on leaving you. They don't want to stick around, or they plan on leaving the situation. They don't want to stick around with this situation. They want to look like, oh, I'm here now, blah, blah, blah. But in reality, the moment it gets boring, the moment it gets difficult, or they see something flashier or catchier over there, they're going to leave. They have no intentions of staying long term. That's what they're hiding from you, pile 3. Okay? They're hiding from you that they're in pain. They're in pain over something. Okay, maybe in pain over the fact that they don't get to be themselves fully wherever they're at or with you. Maybe they're hiding something about some secrets about their identity. Maybe they're in the LGBTQ community. That's just an example. It doesn't have to be that. They have other competing things that they would like to do, or other competing people, and they cry when they can't be with these people or live honestly and have all these people in their lives at the same time, or have all these facets or aspects of themselves. You can see someone's in the shadow here. They this side of their face, they'd like for it to be all out, but they can't be. Okay, and so this is part of why they'll be leaving, because they're not being honest with themselves or being honest with you. This is what they're hiding. Okay, we got love offer, charming, abundance, love, confidence, generosity, attraction, strength, elegance, harmony, and magic. So pile 3, I feel like this person, your hater, your enemy, they are. Yeah, they're just here today, gone tomorrow. I feel like they want to make you a love offer for now, but there's something going on with them. They're hiding their tears. There's something that they're hurt about. It's going to get them to leave eventually. This is what they're hiding. They're hiding that they're in pain about something, and that eventually they're going to leave. That this love offer they're giving you, it's temporary. Okay, they're focused on charming you for now. But it's not always going to be like this. Okay, that's what they are hiding, this is what they're hiding. So they may try to make a comeback into your life, or they may try to make a comeback into a situation, but it's all tricks and games and more of the same, right? Like before. So it's kind of like a bit of a warning that they're just going to do a replay on what they did in the past. We got the Devil on top of the Star. So pile 3, I feel like this person. They're toxic. They're hiding the fact that they play games, that they're materialistic, that they're out for fun. They're just here to have fun. They're here to play. They're all about the pleasure of the thing. Okay, they might even be hiding the fact that they have an addiction. They may have like a gambling addiction, or they may have a sex addiction, or there's something that about them that they're hiding from you that's unsavory. Okay, they're not wholesome. They're not wholesome. Pile 3. They're playing the field too. That's another word that's want to come out of my mouth. You got fallacy of perfection. They're trying to come across like they're perfect. They're trying to come across like they invest a lot, pile 3, in appearances. That's what I'm getting with the Devil card as well. You got the traditional weight tarot deck. We got the Devil holding up their palm. This is all there is, right? This is all there is to see, right? And that's not true. They want to put up a front and let you think that no, they're perfect. They're gonna look. I'm gonna do everything so perfect for you, honey, or pile 3, I'm going to cut the grass. Heck, I'm going to get down with some scissors and make sure everything is absolutely perfect. I'm going to meticulously cut the grass with some scissors. I mean, come on. It's all an act. It's not real. Okay. And they're wanting to, it's a manipulative gesture, possibly. Or it's like a cycle of addiction. They're addicted they're addicted to these cycles where they like to spend a part of their life where they're acting like they're perfect. They're great. Everything's going great. And they're in a constant pursuit of this unattainable ideal. Okay. Broken thinking. But in reality, it's a broken kind of thinking. Okay. All right. And it's not a good offer, pile 3. It's not a good offer. They want to go through a phase where they're nice and bringing you things and acting like it's great. They got a strategy, and all this, but it's not going to last. You can see that it's very brittle. This offer, this phase of themselves that they're showing you is a fallacy, right? It's false. It's a lie. It's an illusion. Okay. And they're going to act perfect for a time, but they're not going to be able to maintain this because that is not who they are. And, so they're going to play. And also I'm getting that they want to play with you for a time. They want to, this is part of how they do it. This is how they live life. Okay. They're addicted to living life like this. And they know it. They know that they're going to go through a phase where things are perfect and then things are going to become shattered again. Okay, I see a heart being shattered. And it's a dirty offer. And this is something they don't want you to know, pile 3. They don't want you to know that it's a pretense, it's an act. And that's what I'm seeing in the cards for you, pile 3. I think you already knew this coming in, but this is probably going to serve to provide confirmation for you. If you found this reading to be resonant, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of it in the comment section. I would love to chat with you. Take good care of yourself, okay? And I'll catch up with you at the next one. Bye! Welcome to your reading, pile 4. What is your hater or enemy hiding from you? What do they not want you to know? Let's go ahead and put your number over to the side. You may have chosen this or may not have chosen this beautiful white quartz crystal. You may or may not have chosen Taurus, Aquarius, or Aries. All right. So before we begin this reading, I'm going to go ahead and take a look into exactly how your hater or enemy hurt you so that we can create some resonance and confirmation that you are at the right pile so you can, trust the messages as they come through. Before we go ahead, then we're going to do that first. And then we're going to take a look at exactly what it is that they're hiding from you so that we can, you can be all in with this message. Okay, so let's begin with how they hurt you. Okay, 8 of clubs. All right. So I feel like this person, pile 4, they may have said some things about you or maybe made some impulsive decisions that hurt you. They may have done or said something that hurt you. It may have been an impulsive thing, happened very quickly. It could have been that they sent messages out about you that hurt you or said some things about you that hurt you. It could have been that they ended a relationship or ended something and that hurt you. Let's get more information. We have the Knight of Coins. They may have ended a job. This person may have they may be an ex-employer that fired you. That's just an example, okay? And brought an end to a job that you were doing very well, by the way. I must say, it's possible that you were very thorough and methodical, but maybe they didn't like the speed at which you were moving. That's possible. But I just get the feeling like, they may have brought an end to a situation that was very stable for you. Okay. I feel like this person, the way they hurt you is they were very stubborn and very kind of like a stick in the mud, or it's possible also maybe that they made you work and didn't reward you for it. They didn't want to reward you for your work. Maybe not at all or adequately or something. They were very slow to change. That's possible too. Maybe they quickly changed something and then stuck with it, whatever it was. Okay. And that brought you some pain. We got the 6 of Swords. How did this person hurt you? Yeah. Okay. So I feel like this person, they moved you away from a situation where things were stable. They may have been like, all right, you know what? Let's end this situation. I know pile 4 thinks it's stable. Your hater enemy was like, I know pile 4 thinks this is a stable situation for them, but I'm going to go ahead and end it and move them on to something else, or move you on out of here. So I'm just getting like, I'm getting like moving on vibes. Like this person, they Yeah, they ended a stable situation for you and wanted to move you out of that situation. Maybe it was they spread gossip that ended a stable situation for you, or maybe they said some things, or they're the ones who ended a stable situation for you. They were being stubborn and they didn't treat you right, pile 4. They did not, okay? And they just sort of like, they wanted you to move along, you know. They moved you along, and maybe you didn't want to move along. You wanted to stay where you were. We have death. Yeah, they brought about an end to a situation. Yeah, that's definitely coming through. They ended a situation permanently that you didn't want to end, pile 4. Okay, so it could have been a living situation, it could have been a job, it could have been a relationship, or some type of situation where we wanted things to remain stable, and they were for a time. But this person brought an end to it, and it was not good, pile 4. This was not something that made you happy, it made you sad. Okay, you may have had a hard time moving on from it, but eventually you may have, but it still bothers you till this day. Possibly when you think about it, you're like, what in the heck, why? You know, we have the Ace of Cups. Yeah, this was a situation that you loved. You loved the situation, pile 4. They may have also blocked your creativity. They may have found a way to, maybe there was something you were creating. There was something you really invested in the situation, pile 4, and you were ready to do a very good job at it, and you were. And they put a block or an end to that. They didn't want you continuing along the lines of, all right, let me go ahead and get into this and do this thing. I'm going to make this create this awesome thing, or do this awesome thing. And they put a block or put an end to that, or sort of like, yeah, they ended a situation that you loved. Okay, we have the 4 of Clubs. Yeah, they didn't support what you were doing. They wanted you to be without. It's possible that they took your home away from you, or some place that you like to go to, that you thought, this is where I'm going to be, and I'm going to celebrate many milestones here. I'm going to do many things, and they wanted to sort of end that. They wanted to truncate that, shorten that. They didn't want you to continue and enjoy and celebrate many milestones at a certain place. They stopped. They put an end to that. Okay. It's possible they conflicted with you in this situation. It could be at a workplace or at a home environment. There was like domestic instability or instability there. They brought that about for you. It was just not, I feel like this person was like a troublemaker that brought an end to an otherwise very stable and solid situation for you. One that you loved. It may have been a relationship. Maybe you had some roommates, or you had a certain living situation that was going very well for you, or you had a work situation that's going well for you. It's possible it's a relationship, because I'm getting Ace of Cups. So it's going to be different for each of you watching. And, maybe there was a breakup or a severance or something like this. And they just ruined happy times. They could have come, the celebration of the continuity. They ruined the continuity of your situation, pile 4. I'm sorry that you have to deal with this. Sorry. All right, let's take a look at what it is they are hiding from you, what they do not want you to know. We have the 9 of Swords. They're worried, honey. They are worrying about something. I feel like they may feel very guilty over what they did. They feel very guilty. This is something they don't want you to know. They're hiding it from you. Okay? They're not going to be telling you this. Okay? For some reason. They are so worried about what happened, about what they did. And this is 9 of Swords. Yeah, they're worried about the way they just sort of abruptly and impulsively just cut it short. They have sleepless nights over it. Yeah, sleepless nights. We have Silent One. Yeah, they're not talking about it. Longs to speak and be truly heard. Yeah. So they feel guilty about it, and maybe they feel guilty over the fact that they gave you no warning. Maybe they didn't warn you about it, or maybe they feel like they did it. Maybe they were silent when they could have told you it was coming, but they didn't tell you and they were silent. Maybe they feel guilty about this. That's possible. We have to keep it classy. They're worried also because, and something they're not going to tell you is, they're worried. It says classiness is about more than just expensive clothes. It's also about high standards of behavior. So, pile 4. This person's worried also. Another message coming through is that this person's worried about the fact that you took it well. You took it well. You took it well. You were classy. You moved on. I see that you were like, all right, I'm just going to go ahead and step on out of here. Moving on. And they're worried because they lost out on your classiness. They lost out on having that classy vibe around. This is a loss for them. Okay. I'm also getting that they may have been worried because they're filled with hopelessness. Their sense of hopelessness about their situation. Yeah, they feel worried and guilty because they wanted to be silent with you. They're worried and guilty because they were silent with you because they wanted to ruin your confidence, but it didn't. It didn't ruin your confidence. That's possible message. They don't want you to know that they were trying to. They didn't want you to know that they were trying to ruin your confidence. They don't want you to know that they were trying to get you to stop being classy. That they didn't like you because of how classy you were. They don't want you to know that they wanted to shut you up. They wanted to shut you up. They didn't want you speaking up about something. They feel guilty about this. That was literally the reason they ended it. They just wanted silence, and there was nothing wrong with you too. That's another thing. They're hiding from you. There was nothing wrong with you. That you were a class act all the way. And that they never spoke, they never told you, you're classy, Power 4. You're a class act. You're quality. They're worried that they never told you this. They feel guilty. Okay, they feel guilty about it. This is something they don't want you to know. Next, we're getting the Page of Swords on top of the Knight of Coins. This is the card of the spy. They're watching you, Power 4. They're watching you. Keeping an eye on you. They were very curious about you. You're living in their head rent-free. Power 4. You're living in their head rent-free. They think about you a lot. The ruins, yeah. They think about you a lot, Power 4, because they feel like they ruined things. They feel like there was some beautiful thing that was being built and they destroyed it. They destroyed it in you. They destroyed it. And it had something to do with you, I think. And they think a lot about the thing they destroyed. We have narcissistic faults. Yeah. They know that they ruined it because of their narcissism. Okay. They know that they ruined it because they projected all over you, said you were the problem, and they ruined what you were building and ruined what was being built because they're a narcissist and they know it. They've done this before. They're aware of their patterns. They will never say it to you, though. They're hiding this. They're hiding the fact that they're a narcissist, that nothing's ever their fault. It's always somebody else's fault, including you, Power 4, and that they ruined a good thing, and they ruined the entire project and destroyed everything. Maybe because they're realizing they've been thinking about how they ruined it because it was their fault. They feel it was their fault. This is something they're not telling you, okay? The Moon landing on top of Six of Swords. They feel that they were shady. The situation was shady, Power 4. They were shady and they know it. They're not going to tell you this. They understand that they provided some sort of illusion to you and that they were unclear. They feel like they did not make themselves clear and they know it. They play games. They play games. We have the firm mate's firmness. Okay, that's interesting. Steadfast resolve anchors bond. Appreciate this reliability. They were not reliable and they know it. They know that the fault was theirs because they showed themselves to be lacking they show themselves to be lacking substance. That's what, the Moon is about, illusions and things lacking substance. You think something's there, you reach out and you touch it, it's not there. Right? And so they don't want you to know that they are aware that they didn't have the steadfast resolve. They were aware of it. That they did not have the steadfast resolve it takes to anchor a bond. They were not reliable for you. Okay? And now they feel isolated, remote, and alone. I feel like this person, here's what I'm getting, Power 4, is that this person really valued your input. They valued your presence. But there were a lot of things working against this stability of the situation, and it was in their heads. It was in their heads, Power 4. You got the Nine of Swords, you got the Page of Swords, you got the Moon. These are all about the psyche, the mental aspects, okay? And I feel like this person, they understand that they did not speak well enough on your positive traits. They didn't speak about it. They were silent about it. in fact. They are aware that they were narcissistic and they were blaming everything on everyone else, including you, Pile 4. And so that's what led to the ruin of the situation. This is something they're not going to tell you. Okay, this is what they're hiding from you. They are aware that they lacked stability. They lacked solidity. Okay. And that they were the problem. They were the problem, Pile 4. They're not going to tell you this, and they also feel alone because of it. They feel remote and alone. They wish you were there, Pile 4. They wish you were there. Because you provided firmness. Something they're not going to tell you is that you provided firmness. They see it in you, that you could have brought that to bear, but instead they chose to destroy that firmness. They chose to destroy that building that was being built. Okay, that your hard work, your methodicalness, your efficiency, your hard work, your sense of responsibility was bringing about. They ruined it. They know it. They're not going to tell you this though. We have 10 of coins on top of death. Okay. All right. So someone's being viewed as very wealthy and stable and part of the infrastructure, having a legacy in the community, having an inheritance. Someone's being viewed as being plugged in, having a big network or some kind. We got secret agency. This is what they don't want you to know. Okay. All right. So like something hidden. So this is hidden. This is what they're not wanting you to know. So it's maybe being hidden from them, or maybe they're gathering intel. So Pile 4, something they don't want you to know, this person, this hater or enemy of yours, is that they were gathering intel. That's all it was. They were gathering intel on you. They were spying. I got a card of the spy. And then we got spy right there and gathering intel. That this situation that you dealt with this hater or enemy of yours is they were spying on you. They were gathering intel for the time that they were with you. They were just using that time to gather information. They weren't wanting to be stable. We got the silent cleverness. You see? Silent one, silent cleverness. Trickster, ability to focus, can't be trusted. So I feel like this person, Pile 4, they appeared for a time to be real, but they were not. They were only wanting to appear for a time to be real as a cloak, as a cover, okay? So they could gather information about you or gather information about the situation. Maybe you're very valuable. There's information that you bring to the table. Maybe there's a way that you behave, a way that you move, that you bring to the table, that they wanted to sort of gather intel by watching you, observing you, asking you questions, getting the information from what you know about the situation, but they had no intentions of keeping you long term. They had no intention of letting this be a lasting legacy. They were simply spying. This is something they don't want you to know. They were silent about this. Okay? They were silently and cool. They thought they were so clever. Okay, they feel guilty now. They hardly sleep over it because they understand that you were a class act. You were the real deal, Pile 4, and that they've lost out on this. That's why they have this sense of abandonment. They kind of like, so you could. It's funny because you can spy and get all the intel you want, but if you get rid of the source of this information, now all you have is just that echo of that information, of that data, to go on for a while. You've lost the fount. You've lost the source. You've lost the fountain of wisdom. They've lost the fountain of wisdom that was in you, Pile 4. That was just going to keep on giving if they kept you around. But they didn't want to keep you around. They just want to get a little bit. So they got the little bit. But it's a form of self-sabotage because it's not going to get them anywhere. They may be able to sort of, feed off of what the little scraps you left them, or the little bits of information you left them. And they wanted to observe you and get what they needed from you. Easy to decoding body language. Okay. I feel like they wanted to decode something and they needed information from you. They got the information they needed, and this is something they don't want to tell you. Okay, is that they were part of a secret agency. They were pretending, and with the shady. They were being shady, and but they now feel a sense of loss because they've lost the qualities that are in you, Pile 4, the solid qualities that they don't have. They don't have this there. They just wanted to get a taste of it and get some information from you, but that's not enough. It turns out that's not enough because look, they're filled with holes. You see, there's so many holes. They've taken the information you gave, it's helped, but now they've got this. They're like Swiss cheese. Okay, and so it's like it's hollow. Their victory is hollow, pile 4. So we got Ace of Cups, we got 9 of Cups, 9 of Coins on top of Ace of Cups. Okay, so someone who is independently wealthy, someone who is successful. We got someone who is enjoying the fruits of their labor. Okay, this has something to do with what they don't want you to know. They talk about you behind your back. Wow. So this person thought that you were pile 4. This person admired you. They may have been jealous of you too. They may have been jealous. I don't care what their situation was. I don't care if they seemed like they were. Yeah, they talked about you behind your back. I think they were jealous. Pile 4. They were jealous of your accomplishments. They were jealous of maybe all the places, all the things that you've done. You know, all your accomplishments. Like maybe if it's an employment situation, maybe your work history and all the things you've done. They were jealous of this, and they talked about you behind your back because of this, and they didn't want you to know about that. They gossiped. I'm getting like work though with the Pentacles, and career with the Swords. If this was a relationship or marriage, then they talked about how you seem to have this bougie air about you, like you were bougie, like you were fancy, you know, like you came from good stock, and maybe you acted a little uppity. Maybe they talked about this behind your back a little bit, but they were jealous of you though. It's that they were jealous. We got lost on this journey, and they're lost. They are lost without you, pile 4. Now that you're maybe no longer part of the picture, or they maybe dishonored, they were dishonorable, and they cut you loose, or they moved on from you, or they ended something, I feel like they still talk about you. There's something they don't want you to know. And they talk about you, pile 4, because they feel lost. Remember I told you, look, there's holes. Look, they're resting their head and like, oh, what do I do now? Where do I go from here? I don't have the real deal. I just have the echoes of pile 4. But apparently they were under the impression they could just get little pieces of information from you, and that would be enough. That was not enough, pile 4. They're filled with holes. They're riddled with holes. They don't have enough substance to hold them up. You know, it would have been best for you to be there. And that's really what it comes down to. And they recognize this. I also feel like they feel lost without you. That's why they talk about it. They talk about your bougie air. They talk about your accomplishments, what all you've done, and what all you've done when you were there, and what you've done in your past, the impact you had, how classy and posh you were. And the reason they talk about you, pile 4, and gossip about you behind your back is because they feel lost without you. They can't see where they're going too well. You provided a light, and now that you're gone, that light's not there to shine the light on where they should go next. It's like they got steps 1, 2, 3 from you, 4, 5, maybe even 6, 7, or 10. Okay, and then they let you go, and they thought, okay, this will be enough. And then when they got to the end of the steps they had, they were lost. It was just complete blackout. There's nothing. They don't know where to go because they're a charlatan. They're a copycat. They were trying to just get what they could. They were never the real deal. You were a pile 4. Okay, you were. It was you. It was your presence that was needed, and they cleverly thought they could just get some things out of you and dispose of you, and it would be fine. It's not fine, pile 4. This is something they don't want you to know, that they're lost without you, lost without the information that you provide, that you bring, the fountain of wisdom and stability and solidity that you are, the real dealness of you. They're lost without it. We got the 4 of clubs. Okay, we got the King of Swords on top of the 4 of clubs. Okay. Interesting. So this is someone who's very ethical, follows the rules, someone who is very logical and very disciplined, someone truthful too. So this has something to do with what they don't want to tell you. It could be that this is how they view you. They view you as you are flying right, pile 4. You played everything right. You were ethical. You didn't play games. Okay, let's get more information. We have instant family. Dating someone with children to build an immediate family with, ready-made family structure. So pile 4, I feel like this person, what they don't want to tell you, what they hide from you, is that they really would have liked to have made a family with you. That's one message coming through. They feel like you would have been good for that. They would have liked to have formed a family with you and come together with you. That would have been the right decision. That would have been the right decision, was to form a family with you, form a structure of some kind with you. And then we're getting case of the ex. Exactly. They miss you, pile 4. They miss you. It says your ex won't go away. Lingering feelings for ex, relationship with ex. They never stopped loving you. They're heartbroken. that you left. They're heartbroken that they got rid of you. They're heartbroken that there was a divorce or a breakup or a severance, or that they moved on from you. They're realizing that you would have fit right in. You would have fit right the fuck in there, Pile 4. That you were the real deal. That you were it. You were it. And this is something they don't want you to know. And I feel like they don't want you to know this because they're prideful, Pile 4. They're prideful. They like to come across like they know it all. They have it all. They don't need you. But they need you. They need you. That's the truth. Because there's not too many like you around to fit their situation and be as quality as you are, as quality as you were. Okay? I feel like for some of you, there may be children involved, a child, and they're really worried because this child is no longer talking to them. This child is now depressed and glum since you left. Or it could be that there was a project that they were working on, and this project is no longer doing well. It's no longer talking to them, so to speak, right? It's no longer like, you know, when you're working on something, you know, and you're like, talk to me, and it's no longer working correctly. It's no longer, you know, no longer acting right. And it's because they're realizing your absence, you leaving the room, you moving on is part of what is causing this to not work right. And they're worried about it, Pile 4. They're not telling you this, though. They're not telling you this. And they're hurting. They're hurting big time. I think that they would like to reunite with you too. That's another message coming through for you, Pile 4. This person would like to reunite with you, and they want you to come back, but they're not telling you this either. They're hiding it from you. They're being prideful. They want to act like, you know, I've got this, you know, I'm good. But in truth, they're lost. In truth, they feel isolated. In truth, they feel like they don't have the whole picture. They don't know what they're doing. Things are in ruins, and they feel at fault over it. They now understand that they projected too much blame onto you, and that you are a class act all the way, and they're missing you. They don't want to. They're too prideful to admit this to you, Pile 4. And that's what I'm seeing in the cards for you, Pile 4. If you found this reading to be resonant, please give it a thumbs up. If it made sense, give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you think in the comment section. I'd love to chat with you. Subscribe, like, share. Take good care of yourself, okay? And I'll catch up with you at the next one. Bye.